Hi, this is Kim from KimberlyKoehler.com, and today I am coming to you from my sunny little studio to teach you how to make a bead link that's wire wrapped, and how to make connections between them. So I will show you that today. Alright, welcome back. Here are the supplies that you're going to need to make a bead link. You need wire, and I am using 20 gauge wire. I have a whole spool of it. It's what I use the most. You need a couple beads, and actually I've been planning to make these beads into a bracelet that I was actually planning on just stringing, but then I got to thinking it would last longer and be a little bit nicer if I did wire wrapping instead. So I have beads. These are turquoise beads. They're from Happy Mango Beads, which I love. Happy Mango Beads. They're not sponsoring this post or anything, but I do love them. You'll need round nose pliers, which of course are the pliers that are rounded. You need chain nose pliers, which they come to a tip, or you can use like squared off ones. Really any kind of pliers are fine. And then you need wire cutters, and actually you need 2 pairs of pliers, so I will be also using bent nose pliers. They bend up. They're kind of like having a second hand, so they're pretty cool. Now, why might you want to do these bead links? Well, for one thing, if you've been stringing for a while, doing these bead links using wire wrapping will actually make your designs more sturdy, more stable. They'll make your necklaces and bracelets stay together better. You don't have to worry about crimp beads failing. You don't have to worry about your beading wire breaking. It's wire, it's sturdy, and it's going to stay together. So that is why we do this. Alright, so the first step is you're going to cut off a piece of wire, and how much wire you need depends on your bead, but you need, a few inches on either side of the bead to actually do the wire wrapped loops. So we'll cut that off. And I say this all the time, but it's worth mentioning. Wire cutters have 2 different sides to cut. From this side, it's a flush cut. From this side, it's a pinch cut. From the back side, it's a flush cut. And you'll want to make sure both sides are flush cut. So this is how you make sure. The flat end goes against the wire. Okay. And now you're going to grab your round nose pliers, and you're going to take a hold of it, a few inches down from the top, and you're going to wrap it around one barrel of your round nose pliers. So that's basically what it looks like. And then you take a hold of this using your chain nose pliers, or whatever pliers you actually feel comfortable with. You'll take a hold of it. And then what I do at this point is kind of, as I'm going around with the small end, because you're going to wrap that around, I also straighten out the long end. Go around once, and then your loop should be kind of centered on the top of the long wire. So then you can either just, actually I'm going to use just my hand, or use your bent nose or whatever pliers you feel comfortable with, and finish the wrap. Alright, and go around at least 3 times, but you can go around as many times as you like. Just try to make it uniform on both ends. So I'm just going to trim off the end here. And then I'm just going to take my chain nose pliers and make sure the end is not poking out. And it's always good to run your thumb over it, your finger over, and make sure nothing's poking out that could hurt somebody. Alright, now we're going to get our bead. So I have to cut that and slide the bead on. And my wire is not straight, so I'm just going to take my finger and straighten it out. You could use nylon tipped pliers for that, which is what I normally do, but mine need repaired right now, so just use your finger. Alright, so to do the other side, you need your round nose pliers again, and you just take a hold of it again in the same spot where on your pliers where you wrapped before, and it's good to make a mark so that your loops are even, and just you're going to do exactly the same thing. So you go around the barrel and you have that, then you take your chain nose pliers, put the loop in between the plier, and as you go around once, straighten everything out, switch hands, and then usually on this side I do need to use pliers and not my hands. Those dogs are outside, not inside my house. Oh my goodness, I live on a busy street, which I love, but sometimes it can be noisy. Whoops. So, you know, that happens. Alright, so I went around and now I'm making sure this is in. So that is one bead link. Alright, so now to make an interchanging one that goes interlinks in here, we're going to repeat the same procedure again. So we're going to get a little bit of wire, cut it, both sides. Alright, so now this time we're going to start exactly the same. You're going to start to make a wire wrapped link here. Hold on a second. So we'll start the same way we did before. We'll start to make the loop, but you're not going to go around. Instead, you're going to place the loop into the loop from your first wire wrapped link, and then continue in the same way as you did before. So going around once, and we're straightening. Alright, so there are my two bead links that are hooked together, and you just continue that until you have your necklace or your bracelet or whatever you're making. Well, I hope you liked that tutorial on how to do a wire wrapped bead link. And I just wanted to tell you, just in case you'd be interested, this is actually a technique I teach in my book, Wire Wrapping for Beginners. And there's actually a bunch of just different projects in here that use that technique that you can now make. So you might want to check that out. To learn more about my book, I have a print book and an e-version. And the e-book version, the price just went down, so you might want to check that out. That's at www.wirewrappingforbeginners.com. And you can find all kinds of free tutorials and a link to sign up for my newsletter, which gets you even more free tutorials, at www.kimberlykohler.com. Alright?